What's going on, guys? Brad here with Your Way Lawn Care, and I'm coming at you today because I want to update you on Instagram's new guidelines. Seeing a lot of people doing things that are well outside of what their new guideline policies are and how they want to, I guess you'd say, rework the way they're doing things. So I want to take a minute, give you the 8 new guidelines that Instagram is going to, so that hopefully that will help you in increasing your visibility through Instagram and growing your Instagram account also. So now Instagram is only showing your posts to roughly 10% of your actual followers when you post that post initially. So what that means is you make a post right now, only 10% of your actual followers are being able to see it. Those 10% of your followers are going to be the ones that are the most engaged with your content on Instagram. And what they're saying is, what they're looking for is early engagement to allow the other 90% of your followers who aren't as active actually see that post. So Instagram hasn't determined what early engagement or that time period will be, but what they're looking for is that 10% to become engaged by liking your post and or commenting on your post, and we're going to get into something about comments a little bit later. Another thing Instagram is looking for is for you to respond quickly to those comments that are being made on your post. Instagram has put up a 60-minute window for you to respond to those comments being made on your post in order to boost that post viewership. So you have 60 minutes now to go back on a comment back so that you can boost your viewership. So I said we were going to talk about the comments that people are making on Instagram on your post. So Instagram now considers a true comment on your post anything 4 words or more. So what that means, if somebody comments 3 words or less, then that doesn't count as a comment in Instagram's new algorithm. If you're out there commenting, "I like it," that doesn't count as a comment on your post or to a post that you're commenting on anymore. If you're putting up a bunch of emojis, muscle, thumbs up, thumbs down, booms, whatever, that doesn't count as a comment anymore and doesn't help that post to be boosted in its viewing. If you're commenting on people's posts and or people are commenting on your post, they need to be commenting 4 words or more, not using all emojis as those comments, so use 4 words and then some emojis. That way that comment is counted in Instagram's algorithm for views and for engagement. Hashtag overload. Instagram is now looking at hashtag overload, where people are hashtagging stuff repeatedly. I've done this. I know a bunch of y'all have done it. I see it. But what they're looking at is, say I hashtag Echo and then I go down up under my post and I hashtag Echo and Green Touch and Jobber and whatever else. They're looking at you doing very few, very specific hashtags now. Instagram is looking for 5, 6, 7 very, very specific hashtags on your post to boost its visibility. They don't want to see 20 hashtags, 30 hashtags up under there. They're looking at that as spam now and are going to tag that post as a spam post and drop it in their algorithms. So very few, very specific hashtags. You can always go down to search on Instagram, the little magnifying glass down there at the bottom. Search what you're putting up. If you're putting up something about a skag mower, type in skag mower, look at the top 9, look at what those hashtags are, and use those. So you want to use the very few, very specific hashtags when you're doing a post. Instagram stories. Instagram stories have a lot of weight in Instagram's algorithm now. What they're looking for is that organic engagement with people coming back time after time. Some of you guys out there in the lawn care world are doing phenomenal Instagram stories. Me, on the other hand, I'm really not doing a great job. So If you're doing Instagram stories, you're getting engagement. People are looking at it. And what Instagram is trying to do, they're trying to get people coming back on and on the platform over and over. So by you doing Instagram stories and engaging Instagram stories that keep people coming back, you're actually drawing them into the Instagram platform over and over again, but they're also viewing you. So what that's going to do is put your Instagram story and also your post into the top of their algorithm. So that should generate you more followers, better engagement. So we talked about hashtags. Want to reiterate, hashtag overload. Don't repeat those hashtags repeatedly in the same post, and don't repeat them on very different posts. So if you're talking about a mower in one post and you're talking about green grass in other, don't use the same hashtags for both of them. Look for the very specific hashtags that are in both of those categories. Use those 5 or 6, 7 very specific hashtags instead of overloading your posts with tons of them. A big no now that Instagram is overlooking and putting at the bottom of their algorithm is commenting on your own post. A lot of people will post something and then what they'll do is that first comment, as soon as they post it, will be a list of hashtags 3 miles long. Instagram, number one, they're not even looking at that anymore. They're totally ignoring that, and it's not even going into the algorithms as your hashtags for that post to boost that post in other areas. They're also looking at that as spam. So what Instagram could end up doing if you're looked at as spam or over spamming the site, if they could turn your account into what's called a ghost account, where you think you're posting stuff, but it's actually not visible and it's not showing up on people's feeds. So don't make that first comment tons of hashtags. Put those few very specific hashtags in your post and leave it at that. Alright, this one's something that I am very, very guilty of, and that is editing your posts. My grammar is absolutely horrible. I always see stuff after I post something where I made a mistake. What you need to do now, if you edit a post, Instagram is looking at that as a no-no and dropping you to the very bottom of their algorithm, even though it could be a very good post and potentially have a ton of great engagement. They're looking at that in a negative way now. The best thing for you to do now is delete that entire post, repost it with the corrections in it. I know that's going to be hard to do. That's going to be aggravating. Going to be aggravating for me because I make tons of mistakes. But I'm going to have to start doing it. I'm also going to have to start looking at what I'm doing a lot better and try not to make no mistakes, or leave those mistakes there and just let them be who I am and hope that people don't kill me like they already do sometimes. The grammar police out there. It happens. I'm sorry. So what Instagram is trying to do with what they're doing now and making these changes, which I'm sure these changes are probably just the beginning of what we're going to see on Instagram in 2018 as far as trying to weed out those fake accounts, the guys with fake followers, and they're also trying to get rid of the click forms. I get an email about once or twice a week from different people trying to get me to buy followers or buy likes on Instagram. So by them doing the more words comments, changing the things in their algorithms, you know, not just organic likes, not organic likes, but just likes, these little comments of I like it or an emoji or something. They're trying to weed out the people with fake followers. They're trying to do away with them being at the top of their algorithm. And they're trying to weed out the people doing click farms. Instagram is a business, and they're trying to ensure their advertisers, just like YouTube has done with demonetization of accounts, they're trying to put a better platform out there for their advertisers to advertise on and make them feel more secure with advertising on these platforms. My YouTube account was demonetized because I had plenty of followers, but I was about 300 hours short on the view time for a 12-month period. So I'm going to have to put out better videos, more videos, to get my viewership up so that I can turn my monetization back on. So if you're out there with a fake account, if you're trying to add fake followers, guys, save your money. Instagram is doing a lot of work to weed this out. Grow your channel organically. I've never bought a follower. I have about 2,300 followers now, I think. To me, it's not about having the most followers, the most likes, the most comments. It's about being yourself and being original. Later, guys.